Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are when you join us or join me, whether it's 2 days from now, a week from now, or 6 hours from now. I'm glad you're here. So, here in the United States, we are celebrating Thanksgiving this week, and it's a time when we gather with family and friends to share time, a bounty of amazing foods, and maybe watch an American football game or two. It's also a time when we express gratitude for life's blessings. And I wanted to highlight some research around gratitude because there is so much now that shows the emotional and the physiological benefits of mindfulness, of gratitude, excuse me, and mindfulness, I'm sure. There was a really fascinating podcast that I listened to this week. It was recorded back in November of 2021, and it was with a gentleman by the name of Dr. Andrew Huberman. I'm not sure if anybody is familiar with him. He is a professor of neurobiology and ophthalmology at Stanford University. And he talked about the science of gratitude and the key elements of highly effective gratitude practices. And I wanted to highlight a couple of things. He said that there was a 2017 study that he references in the podcast, and it showed that a regular gratitude practice for a 5-minute period of time, so 5 minutes, each intervention was 5 minutes, that period of time had the ability to shift functional connectivity emotion pathways in ways that made anxiety and fear less likely to be active. So those circuits are less active with gratitude. And then circuits for feelings of well-being and motivation are more active. So not just well-being, but motivation as well. So this means by practicing gratitude for even 5 minutes, you can reduce fear and anxiety. You can improve your feelings of well-being, and you can enhance the brain circuits that are associated with motivation. I find that incredible. And the other thing that he mentioned is that there are positive shifts in the anterior cingulate cortex, ACC, which I'm learning, an area of the brain which is involved in empathy and understanding the emotional states of others. So really remarkable benefits from just practicing 5 minutes of gratitude. Now, one thing that I want to share is that there are a couple of key elements that he highlighted for a gratitude practice. So this is not your standard, I'm going to list 5 things that I'm grateful for. I mean, that's wonderful, and we can always do that. But he really talked about practicing gratitude first and foremost in the context of a genuine story. So when someone has genuinely thanked you for something that you've done and it really felt good to you, or perhaps you were witness to someone being thanked, or someone genuinely thanking somebody else. So being around that actually can bring up those feelings of gratitude. That can be a great grounding story, essentially. He also said that benefits start in as little as a minute, so 60 seconds up to the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes showed the most positive effects. He said that some studies included breathing or a calming component to come into a state of gratitude, but it's not necessary. So you can decide if you want to do that or not. And although there's not a study that points to the frequency of practice, to achieve results, he suggested 3 times a week. So really, it's not that often that we need to be expressing gratitude to reap some pretty massive rewards. So I figured today, in light of Thanksgiving, and also in light of that amazing podcast that I listened to, that we would practice gratitude today. So we'll do a gratitude meditation. And I feel like it is a wonderful way just to bring us consciously into appreciating ourselves, our lives, what we're grateful for as we enter the season, especially in times when it might be difficult to find things that we're grateful for. We're going to consciously do that today. So, as always, thoughts are okay. We simply let them move through our awareness like clouds in the sky. And don't try too hard to have a certain experience. Simply have the one that you're having, welcoming it all, resisting nothing, and bringing your beginner's mind today. Always, always be kind to yourself, and let's stick with the practice. We'll be meditating today for about 20 minutes. I will keep track of the time as always. And we'll be closing our eyes during the practice. So if at any time you feel like you want to open them and reorient or adjust or gaze at a point in front of you, it's perfectly fine. Okay, let's begin. Go ahead and get comfortable and find a supportive posture, ideally still. And gently close your eyes. Begin to turn your attention inward. Gently resting your hands in your lap or at your sides. Letting go of anything that came before this or anything to come. And softening the face and the belly. Relaxing the shoulders. Perhaps moving your neck a bit to work out any kinks. Tuning into your interior. Perhaps grounding your feet on the earth. And gradually deepening the breath. You might take some long, slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose, settling the nervous system, and really allowing yourself to arrive. Nowhere to go, no place to be but here in this present moment. And returning your breath to its natural rhythm and depth. And begin to tune into the sounds around you. You might notice that you're a bit more aware of the sounds as you close the eyes. Tuning into sounds that are both near and far. Refraining from any judgment about the sounds, whether they're pleasant or unpleasant. Perhaps tuning into the quality and the frequency of the sounds, as if they're an orchestra. Some sounds might come and go. Some might be constant. Some may be beautiful, melodious. And others might be harsh. Whatever the sounds, everything belongs here, including you. You are a beautiful part of this orchestra of life. Tuning your attention now to the physical sensations that you might notice. Perhaps the breath on the upper lip, or moving through the nasal passages into the back of the throat. The expansion of the chest. Perhaps the movement of the belly as the breath moves in and out of the body. Feeling the sensations of the hands on your lap or at your sides. Tuning into the contact points beneath you, perhaps between you and the chair or the sofa, the earth. Inviting your body to soften ever so slightly, feeling the support of this community and the environment around you. Bringing your attention now to the gentle movement of the body. Notice what comes into your awareness. Perhaps a twitching, perhaps a swaying gently. Expansion in different parts of the body as the breath moves there. Tuning in to your skin. Perhaps noticing the transfer of heat between you and your environment. The transfer of coolness. Perhaps any goosebumps. Moving your attention now to the rise and the fall of the chest. The way the rib cage moves with the breath. And letting your breath be exactly as it is. There's no particular feeling or experience you should be having. Only the one that you're actually having. And we'll move into our gratitude practice by tuning into something simple you're experiencing in this moment. It might be the sunlight or the heat on your skin. the experience of comfort from the support that's holding you. Or maybe it's a simple wonder of pausing to engage with this practice right now. Whatever comes to mind is perfect. Choose one thing that you might notice and allow fully into your experience. As you tune into the details, let gratitude and appreciation fill your being, fill your mind. Notice now where in your body you feel gratitude. If you find that difficult, simply notice it without judgment. Now think of someone you don't know well, but who might have supported your experience of day-to-day living. Could be someone you ran across today. Perhaps it's someone that you know who supports the life that you live. A farmer, perhaps, that raises crops that you eat. Perhaps it's a writer who you follow, the author of a book. Maybe it's a photographer whose work you admire. Allow yourself to tune into the feelings of gratitude and the ways that you've benefited from their existence in your life. Allowing yourself to feel appreciation and gratitude for what they've given you. Tune in now to many conveniences of modern life, all the things that support how you live today. It might be your computer, it might be a favorite pen and journal. Perhaps it's a microwave or something that you use daily. Choose one tool that makes your life easier and consider all of the people that touch that tool to bring it to you so that your life could be easier daily, more enjoyable each day. Appreciate and feel gratitude that you have access to this tool, this convenience. And tune in now to any people that you might work with or collaborate with in your daily life. It can be anyone who shows up in your field of awareness. And pick one person who, in particular, impacts your quality of life and supports you in your work life. And if you don't work, perhaps it's a project that you're working on, a goal that you set for yourself, and someone who is supportive of that. Allowing feelings of appreciation and gratitude to bubble up. Noticing again where in the body you feel these feelings. Now bring to mind a time when someone thanked you and it really felt good. Or perhaps a time when someone you know genuinely expressed or received gratitude. See, feel, or imagine this experience in detail. Perhaps where it happened, what was shared, any facial expressions that might have been used, or physical expressions of appreciation. Tune in to how you felt receiving or witnessing this gratitude. Where in the body you felt it. Really immerse yourself in this experience of gratitude. And from this place of open-heartedness, you might find yourself able to be grateful for something difficult or unpleasant in your life. If you feel open to it, You can bring to mind a person or an experience in your life that might be challenging right now. Noticing what feelings arise in the body. And if you're able, perhaps offer gratitude and appreciation for what this experience has shown you. Perhaps what it's taught you, made you aware of. And whatever the challenge, whatever the situation, perhaps noticing how it shows you what you're capable of. And loving yourself for that. Being grateful for that. And tuning in to gratitude for the body, to all of your physical capabilities, every micro movement and muscle and organ and bone that makes it possible for you to sit here now quietly and improve your well-being. Appreciating your mind and your gentle beating heart, for all of the compassion, kindness, empathy, and love it's shown all of those around you. Appreciating the simple fact that you're alive. We'll rest in this space for about a minute or two, and I'll keep track of the time. Breathing in and breathing out with a sense of peace and gratitude. With gratitude, I remember the people, animals, plants, insects, creatures of the sky and sea, air and water, fire and earth, all whose joyful exertion blesses my life every day. With gratitude, I remember the care and labor of 1,000 generations of elders and ancestors who came before me. I offer my gratitude for the safety and well-being I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the blessing of this earth I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the measure of health I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the family and friends I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the community I've been given. I offer my gratitude for the teachings and lessons I have been given. I offer my gratitude for the life I have been given. As our meditation today draws to a close, I invite you to rest for a moment longer, gradually bringing some movement back into the body at your own pace. There's no rush. You might wiggle the fingers and the toes. You might move the arms and stretch them into the space around you. Moving the wrists a bit. Gradually deepening the breath. And tuning in to the space around you. Coming to your senses, the sounds and the smells. Perhaps opening your eyes now and taking in the surroundings visually. Appreciating the space that you have that keeps you safe and comfortable, protected. And when you're ready, I invite you to bring your palms together, thumb knuckles to the breastbone. In this week of Thanksgiving, I want to honor each and every one of you, whether live here today or on the replay. I truly and deeply appreciate you. And I hope that you truly and deeply appreciate yourself for giving yourself this time. Namaste. We'll see you next time.